couldn't believe it when I opened my email. Inside my inbox was an invitation to the 120th anniversary celebration of a church in Osaka, Japan, a church founded by my great-grandfather, a 19th century Presbyterian missionary. The minister had Googled my great-grandfather's name, and apparently my name popped up, along with the text of a speech that I had given in Tokyo years earlier. The topic was national identity and international pressures. Are they compatible? I had given hundreds of speeches during my diplomatic career without mentioning my great-grandfather, the Reverend Damon Thornton. My speech was posted online, forever linking my name with my great-grandfather's in cyberspace. When I read the email, I felt something pulling me toward Japan and the story of my great-grandfather's struggles and triumphs there. Before long and against all odds, his example will help launch my own journey of faith. I was born in Texas, the far southeastern corner near the Gulf Coast. My family moved often, going wherever my father's career as a chemical engineer took us. Although not particularly religious, my parents occasionally took my brother and I to church. Both had been raised in the church and felt they should expose their children to the Bible and religion. I remember sitting with my parents in the sanctuary during the beginning of each service, which I didn't mind. But soon, all the kids were herded down to a basement room filled with pictures, books, and games, and colorful objects designed to appeal young children like me. I hated it. I hated it. Sitting in a semicircle on the floor, we would crane our necks up at our teacher who tried to pique our interest in stories of Jesus and his miracles. What stood out for me in the picture book she held was the barren wasteland of desert sand, camels ridden by one-dimensional figures in heat-trapping robes, and a sprinkling of palm trees seemingly incapable of offering cooling shade to nomadic travelers. The book's messages were lost on me. Only when I was 13 or 14 did I feel any longing for church, but by then we lived too far away to walk and my parents had no interest in taking me. From then on, my life was occupied by college, graduate school, a high-flying career as an international economist and trade negotiator in Washington, D.C. Throughout the years, I held religion firmly at arm's length. When I considered its divisive impact on human affairs, as well as the hypocrisy that flourishes even among the so-called faithful, I felt it wasn't for me. I flew to Osaka to take part in Sunday worship and an afternoon anniversary celebration at the church founded by my great-grandfather. With excitement, I wanted to understand what drew my great-grandfather into ministry in Japan of all places. I needed to know. I needed to learn more about Christianity. So for the first time, I began to read the Bible in a meaningful way, with an understanding that something was missing. A long, suppressed inner flame burned brighter as I read and contemplated the scriptures. Several verses in particular spoke to me. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. And also John 14:6. Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. For the first time, I felt that I had heard the truth, knowing that he would come and die just for me. He is my hope in the unseen. I understood, too, how Jesus taught us what it means to be God's people, loving one another as we loved him, because he first loved us. I began to realize that the love of God was imparted on my great-grandfather to move his heart to preach the gospel and many years ago. Finally, I realized I had not received Jesus as my Savior. Even though I thought being baptized was the answer, I was not saved. The time had come for me to choose whom I would serve. I made a plea to the Lord that day. Lord, I am a sinner in need of a Savior. Help me, O God. The peace that only God can give today, I receive it and embrace it. By his word, the trust was shared with me, now I share it with you.